On the news tonight, local governance President Tinubu tasked local government chairman on equity, fairness, and inclusive governance. Author team mobilizes support for Senator Adeola's governorship bid as APC disowns Onye's self-declaration. A pleasant good evening to you and welcome to this news at 7 coming to you from my Heritage Station. I am Fatima Hassan. Thank you for joining us tonight. President Bola Tinubu says inclusive local governance is key to national unity and development, urging local government chairmen to uphold transparency and fairness to access opportunities and resources. This was contained in the President's message delivered by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, at the opening of the National Workshop for Local Government Chairmen in Nigeria, organized by the Federal Character Commission in Abuja. Ifeoma Ojinta report.
Nigeria's diversity remains our defining feature of the nation, but ensuring that every citizen feels represented in governance continues to be a major challenge. In view of the Character Commission, in collaboration with the Progressive Governors Forum, brought local government chairmen together in Abuja to translate the principle into practical grassroots governance. President Bola Tinubu, represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, stressed that equitable distribution of opportunities are essential to building trust and national cohesion.
You, as local government chairman, carry the immense responsibility of ensuring that governance is inclusive, representative, and equitable.
The effectiveness of governance at the national level is often determined by the strength, stability, and responsiveness of local government administration.
This training is founded upon a simple but profound truth. Local government is where citizens encounter the state most directly.
We are going back to our local government to make sure we bring development to our communities and we make sure we interact. At the same time, we make sure we have an inclusive government.
With the theme, Deepening National Unity through Grassroots Implementation of Federal Character, participants say this will equip grassroots leaders with practical strategies to make inclusion a reality in their communities. In Abuja, Ifeoma Ojinta, NTA News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has renewed the tenure of the Director General of the National Television Authority, NTA, Abdulhamid Saleh Odembos, and the Managing Director of the News Agency of Nigeria, NAN, Ali Muhammad Ali, for another 3 years. Their renewed tenure takes off on October 20, 2026, following their initial appointment in 2023. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, President Tinubu urged the two executives to justify the confidence reposed in them by sustaining their commitment to their organization's mandate and the administration's renewed hope agenda. Dembos, a veteran broadcaster and former national president of Ratawu, joined the NTA in 1989 and rose through the ranks, serving as general manager of NTA Lokoja and NTA Kano. He retired in 2017 as acting zonal director of the NTA Kaduna Network Center. Similarly, non-managing director Ali Muhammad Ali is a veteran journalist and media manager with over 3 decades of experience. Ahead of the 2027 elections, the federal government and the All Progressives Congress have drawn a hard line against bringing back the old regime of fuel subsidy, as they warn that cheap fuel will derail ongoing transformations in governance and economic development. Ayodeji Makinde complies the reactions from Information and National Orientation Minister Muhammad Idris and APC National Chairman. The report.
The ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, and the federal government have strongly rejected plans by opposition leader Atiku Abubakar to bring back the petrol subsidy. APC National Chairman Professor Nta Ijebu Ode called the plan a desperate election promise designed just to win votes in the 2027 elections. He warned that reversing the subsidy removal would destroy investor confidence and ruin Nigeria's economy. Ijebu Ode urged Nigerians to trust the steady leadership of President Bola Tinubu rather than politicians who constantly switch parties and make attractive but empty promises. In a related development, Minister of Information Mohammed Idris made it clear that bringing back the subsidy means stopping other vital government projects, including student loans, NEL Fund, youth business credit, credit corps, and higher allocations to state governments. The minister notes that a return to fuel subsidy would immediately cut off funding for federal roads, rail lines, electricity projects, national security, and healthcare. Furthermore, the information minister clarified where subsidy money has been channeled. Referencing the recent Nigeria's Reform Scorecard, data shows that removing the fuel subsidy saved Nigeria a massive 15.8 trillion naira between June 2023 and December 2025. A breakdown of the savings reveals 6.52 trillion went to state governments, 5.43 trillion went to federal government, and 3.88 trillion went to local governments. The federal government also revealed that these savings allowed them to spend 6.47 trillion on major infrastructure projects and over 400 billion on social welfare programs that have already helped more than 10 million poor Nigerian households. In addition, the Bola Tinubu administration is already paying 3.14 trillion naira to keep electricity prices low for citizens. The call against the return of fuel subsidy is re-echoed by leaders of organized private sector. The APC insists that the 2027 election should be about real economic solutions and long-term stability, not quick fixes that would destroy Nigeria's future.
Following the lifting of the ban on election and campaigns for presidential and National Assembly elections by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), a political organization known as Ototim, under the leadership of Otumba Tunji Oredipe, has embarked on a roadshow to mobilize and sensitize the electorate on the need to vote for all APC candidates, especially Senator Solomon Adeola Olamilekan, popularly known as Yai, in the 2027 general elections. Correspondent Adbola Elufowojo has the details.
The mobilization and sensitization roadshow took off from Legan Hall, Odo Nta Ijebu Ode, through roundabouts, Capital Hotel, Ibadan Garage, Itoro, Lagos Garage, Ondo Road, and terminated at Ilese Ijebu. The message to the people of the communities visited by the team centered on Senator Solomon Adeola Olamilekan's 6 pillars agenda for inclusive growth and sustainable development if elected as the next governor of Ogun State.
That roadshow is going to be an opportunity to really get people to know more about our candidate, his capacity, and what he has been in the past to the state and what is going to be for the state going forward, even as he takes the seat of the governor of the state.
Director General of Ototim, Rotimi Ajayi, and his deputy spoke further on the purpose of the roadshow.
The objective is go out there and have a roadshow, sensitize people that the campaign has started. If you look out there, you know that this is not a campaign per se. We are cautious, we are not mounting podium, we are doing just street roadshow and sensitizing people.
We are the one that is going to mobilize a lot of women. Those people, marketer people, traders, all this and that to come out to come and vote for Yayi 2027.
Members of the communities visited by the team were also enlightened on what the state stands to benefit from the government of Senator Solomon Adeola Olamilekan, which includes good governance and public accountability, infrastructure development, economic empowerment and job creation, education and youth development, among others. In Ijebu Ode, Adbola Elufowojo, NTA News.
In the meantime, the All Progressive APC has disowned Mr. Abayomi Unye, who has gone on a self-declaration as the governorship candidate on the platform of APC, describing him as an impostor and currently under suspension. In a statement signed by the APC National Secretary, Dr. Ajibola Bashiru, the party said Unye's self-declaration as its governorship candidate is completely false, unauthorized and mischievous attempt to mislead the public. He further said, for the avoidance of doubt, Mr. Abayomi Unye is not a member of APC in good standing, having been suspected from the party on April 7, 2026, following a petition from his ward, Tube Ward in Ikpokia local government area. According to the statement, the suspension was not arbitrary, but a grassroots decision taken by the ward executive in Tube Ward, ratified by the Ikpokia local government area, and formally approved by the Ogun State Working Committee and copied to INEC. The party urged members of the public to disregard its claims. We'll be right back after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAMB) has introduced a system that allows candidates to verify and upload their O-level results from home, beginning with results issued by the West African Examination Council (WAEC). In a statement by JAMB spokesman, Dr. Fabian Benjamin says the service provides candidates with a convenient alternative, particularly during period of high patronage and network challenges at computer-based test centers. The initiative is part of the board effort to make its services easier, faster, safer, and more convenient, while reducing unnecessary visits to CBT centers, queues, and manual processes. It also addresses challenges associated with manual O-level result uploads, including misplaced or mixed-up paper results, unverified or fraudulent results, and errors in the entry of subjects and grades. Through the integration of JAMB's facility platform with examination bodies, candidates' results can now be verified directly against official records before being downloaded. After 82 years of a fulfilled life, families, friends, and well-wishers converged to bid a final farewell to late Pa Dorothy Awutola Awodemori, who passed away on the 7th of July 2026. The funeral service held at St. Paul's Anglican Church, Nta Ijebu Ode, Ogun State, was followed by the interment of his remains at his residence, where the final dust rites were performed. The report. Reaching the age of 82 is a milestone worthy of celebration. For the family of late Pa Dorothy Awutola Awodemori, it was a life well lived, which came to an end on the 7th of July 2026. The final funeral service was held at St. Paul's Anglican Church, Nta Ijebu Ode, Ogun State, where prayers were offered for the repose of his soul. In a sermon, the vicar of the church, Reverend Oluwadamilare Okpe Abimbola, urged Christians to remain steadfast in their relationship with God and live with the consciousness of the day of judgment.
Walk before me and be perfect. Genesis chapter 17, verse 1. Walking in the presence of God and doing His will at all times before the end of this age, so that when you died, you will be at the right hand of God Almighty.
After the church service, the remains of Pa Dorothy Awotola Awodemorin were taken to his residence, where he was laid to rest. Family members, including his wife and children, gathered to perform the final dust-to-dust rite, committing his remains to the earth. The funeral activities continued with a reception held in his honor at the field of Nta Community Primary School, Nta Ijebu Ode. His children, grandchildren, and in-laws paid glowing tribute to Pa Dorothy, describing him as a devoted Christian, truthful and disciplined man, whose values left an enduring legacy in the family.
We miss him in such that he's a nice father, he's very caring, he's a support father.
Baba, the God-fearing man, is a man without fault. Ever since I've known Baba, I have never find him getting angry with any person.
My grandfather was a gentleman, a nice man, very accommodating and jovial. I'll miss a lot about my grandfather.
Guests were entertained with food and drinks, while the children of the deceased and other family members danced in celebration of the life and legacy of their father. Pa Dorothy Awotola Awodemorin is survived by his wife, 4 daughters, in-laws and grandchildren. From Nta Ijebu Ode. And that completes our news for tonight. Join us tomorrow for more interesting stories. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye.